What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are checking out a brand new bike from TESWAY. What we have here today is called the X7 all-wheel drive. What does all-wheel drive mean in a bike? It means that we have a motor on the front and a motor on the back with a peak power of 3600 watts. So basically we have a 1000 watt motor on the front, a 1000 watt motor on the back with a peak power for each one of them at 1800 watts, together peak power of 3600 watts. What does that mean? It means that you can ride up any hill without putting any effort into pedaling. So you can literally just accelerate to the throttle and you don't have to pedal at all. This bike has a lot of power, and I actually took this bike on a lot of hills and no problems whatsoever. If you don't want to pedal at all, you don't have to, you just accelerate to the throttle. So it will do good on any terrain, and it doesn't matter how steep the hill is, it will go up any hill without any issues. So a lot of power. Another thing that's quite unusual for an e-bike is this battery pack right here. This is in fact the largest battery pack that I got to see on any e-bike up until now. So this is a 52 volt 60 amp hour battery. It is a massive battery. It's also quite heavy. That has a lot to do with the bike's weight as well. So this bike has a weight of 119 pounds, if I remember right. That's about 54 kilos. So it's gonna be tough carrying this bike. It is a heavy bike. Ugh. But that has a lot to do with this massive battery here. The battery is also removable, so you don't necessarily have to charge it while in the bike, so you can easily remove the battery and take it home and charge it and then bring it back down. Now, according to the manufacturer, if you're pedaling and you have the bike assisting you while pedaling, you can get up to 320 kilometers on one charge, or if you're using only the motor, so you're not pedaling at all, about 290 kilometers on one charge. Now, with electric vehicles, it really depends how you're riding, the temperature outside, how heavy you are, the terrain, and so on. So even though the manufacturer says these numbers, the real numbers will be different depending on your riding style, where you're riding, the weight, the temperature outside, and so on. So I typically say if you cut about 40% of what the manufacturer suggests, that will be your real range. But that will depend depending how you actually ride. Alright, so the bike comes in a fairly big box, as you'd expect. The box is also quite heavy because obviously the bike itself is heavy. You do have to do a bit of an installation when you take this out of the box. You have to put the front wheel together, you have to put the front disc brake, you have to put the light together, the handlebar here. What else? I think that was pretty much it. It's gonna take you about an hour to get this ready and on the road. In the box, you're also gonna find a couple of extra things like this bottle holder here. There is like a chain so you can secure the bike. There is this massive bag here. It doesn't look big right now, but you can actually open this, and then it opens like this on each side, so you can carry a lot of stuff on the back of the bike. You could even install a seat in the back here because the back is quite massive, so the rack that we have on the back here quite massive, so you could easily install a seat if you want to carry a child or something like that, or you can just pack more luggage. The bike is equipped with what we call fat tires, so these tires are from Kenda. That's a good brand. These are 20-inch wheels and the tires are 4-inch wide. So not only the tires will help whenever you go off-road or over uneven terrain, but the bike is also equipped with dual suspensions. So we have the front fork here that has a built-in suspension, and we have rear shocks as well. And I did take this bike on a lot of uneven terrain, and it does do really well. You can't even feel the bumps in the road. That of course has a lot to do with the massive tires and the front and rear suspension. The seat here is also quite big and it has a lot of cushion, so when you combine everything together, you do get a very comfortable ride no matter where you're riding. So if you're riding on a flat surface or on uneven terrain, you're not gonna feel anything. The bike is very comfortable. With all that power, of course, you're gonna need some decent braking, and this bike has you covered. This one has larger than normal disc brakes, so you can see these are larger than most e-bikes out there. We also have 4-piston calipers on the front and on the back, so hydraulic disc brakes. The braking power is excellent, so it doesn't matter if you're driving from like 30-40 kilometers an hour, you can stop very fast, so no problems at all. The brakes don't squeak or anything like that, so that's also good. And I also want to mention that the bike doesn't typically make any noise even if you're riding over uneven terrain. With a lot of bikes like this, something kind of squeaks or makes these crazy noises. With this one, no noise whatsoever whenever you're riding on any type of terrain. Alright, so let me quickly show you how easy it is riding this bike. So we have our power button right here. You hold this press for a couple of seconds, and then with the NFC chip you just touch the screen. Don't lose that NFC chip. And then you can select from here the power level. So we'll go in power level 4, I guess. If you press the I here, you can change which wheel has power. So like this, I have the front and the rear, but you can just choose the front or the rear or both. So to start going, you basically have a couple of options. You have the throttle here. This comes in the box, so you can install this optionally, but check the regulations depending where you're located, because they may not be legal everywhere. So you can start by accelerating with the throttle, so just like this. Or you can start pedaling, and as soon as you start pedaling, the bike will assist you. So kind of like this, and the bike starts giving you power. So very easy to ride this. If you don't want to pedal at all, you can just accelerate the throttle here and you just go this way. Since you have such a massive battery, well, you can probably go for a long time. I believe the manufacturer says that you can get up to 290 kilometers on one charge. I'm not gonna be riding 290 kilometers to check that out, but with such a massive battery that we have inside this bicycle, I'm sure that you're gonna be able to get quite a bit of range before you have to recharge. The brakes work really well. They also don't make any noise, so let's accelerate a bit. We'll brake with both brakes, so it will stop very quick. And I'll also show you, actually let's go down here and then we'll come up, just so you can see how the bike does if you're riding uphill. You basically don't even need to pedal if you don't want to. I mean, it will help the bike a bit, but there is so much power that you don't actually need to pedal. So we'll turn around and we'll go up that hill. So we'll go up this hill, hopefully you can see it on the camera. So I'm not pedaling at all, as you can see. I'm just accelerating with the throttle, and we're accelerating quite fast actually. So if you're wondering if it does good up hills, it does amazing on any terrain. So very easy to reach that top speed. I believe you can also unlock this bike. I haven't unlocked mine, so I believe it's locked to about 25 kilometers an hour, but you can basically unlock it and go much faster than that. The bike is also equipped with the rear and the front light. The front light is quite massive here. Let me turn this on. So a massive light on the front. It does have a motorcycle look with this sort of light here. The rear light also acts as a brake, so whenever you actually brake, that light will light up a bit more on the back. So decent lights on the bike as well. The screen in the center here is nice and bright, so you can see the screen even on a super sunny day. Today is not the sunniest day, but whenever I was filming the video for this bike, it was super sunny, so you could see the screen really well. The screen will show you all the information that you need, the power, the speed, the battery, and all that. So more than you could potentially want from a screen. The one thing I kind of wish should have been adjustable is the height of the handlebar. I wish there was a way to actually adjust the handlebar to make it a bit higher. Now, that's just my preference. I like riding totally straight to the arms up. I know that's not a thing for everyone, but I kind of wish the handlebar would have been somewhat higher. Of course, you can always replace this handlebar if you want to, but it is entirely up to you and how you ride, of course. Overall, if you're looking for a bike that has a lot of power, because the bike has a lot of power in any situation, it doesn't matter if you're on a flat road or if you're going uphill or wherever you're going, there is more than enough power. You don't actually have to pedal if you don't want to. Now, be mindful of the throttle here, because this may not be legal everywhere, so definitely check out whatever legislation you may have wherever you're located, because the throttle may not be legal. This doesn't come installed from the box. You actually get a little bag in the box and you install it if you want to, but if not, there is no throttle installed, so keep that in mind. So plenty of power. The battery will basically last forever. I think I'll just charge this and probably charge it in like 3 weeks from now, because since I don't ride that much, you're not gonna have to charge this very often. It is an insanely big battery pack for an e-bike. The downside with this massive battery pack is the weight of the bike, of course, because the bike is quite heavy. Alright, as always, there will be some links in the video's description, so you can check this out. If there are any coupon codes or anything like that, I will leave all that in the video's description as well. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave a comment and I'll do my best to answer whatever questions you may have. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.